Welcome back to Que Pasa Nashville. My name is Christina Allen, and I am working and speaking with a new initiative, Nations in Our Neighborhood. Renuka Christoph, who founded Renuka Communications as well as Nations in Our Neighborhood,
yes.
And Katie Burns, who's a graduate at the Peabody University at Vanderbilt, and working on social enterprise to collaborate and make this a great opportunity. Katie, I mean, are you working with other students with this, or are there other interests?
I'm actually working very closely with two other MBA students at the Owen School, and those people are Michael O'Hara and Lan Lee, and together we formed a group of three, and we're doing some consulting for Renuka and getting this project up and started. Is
the consulting based on being in graduate school as an MBA student, or is it passion, or both?
Actually, yeah, I would say it's a bit of both. It's interdisciplinary because it's through the Turner Family Center. We're always looking to reach across campus, especially with our graduate students. And so this is a good opportunity to bring those schools of thought together. But also, we don't just get assigned to a project. It's something where we read about these projects and we actually tell them, you know, I'm really passionate about this. I believe in their initiative. I would love to be paired with them. And that's how we got
So how did you know to pitch that this project to them?
So I actually approached Vanderbilt Business School, and they knew about the initiative that I was doing. And so Dean Johnson was interested, as well as Mario Avila, who's the director of the Social Venture Foundation. So they then paired me with...
And it's perfect timing because you know, a lot of times people don't even know everything that exists outside the Vanderbilt world, but especially if you dig deep into South Nashville, where these ethnic, a lot of these ethnic restaurants are. They're everywhere, but there's a majority, I would say, in South Nashville. And as an expert in really knowing these communities, I know we've worked together in a lot of projects and inclusion and diversity. You know, you've been the go-to person for that. You know, how did you get other partners to look at you as a place to invest of their time and resources?
So, you know, it's such an attractive startup where, you know, we're talking about connecting people. And so one phenomenal partner is Nashville Public Library. So we are going to be partnering with the citywide Nashville Reads, and their book this year, actually, The Potluck Your Papers, is about food and how food brings people together. So we're going to have a book discussion at the Bavarian Beer House, and there will be information on that.
And the Bavarian Beer House is one of the restaurants you've been featuring.
That's right. So as far as all of the different countries that will be represented, I mean, it ranges from Germany's Bavarian Beer House to Giovanni's from Italy to Taj, Indian, to Ethiopian, Puerto Rican. I mean, it's going to be a taste of the world. And Mexican.
Yeah, Plaza Mariachi.
Plaza Mariachi, yes.
And I think that's what I mean, for someone like me, I've traveled the world, and we always have international students. The fear is not knowing what I want to eat, but the adrenaline in not knowing is also there. So I love going into places where I watch to see how culturally I have to act, but understanding, you know, I want someone like your Nations in Our Neighborhood to demystify that fear of not knowing what I'm going to order or how to eat or to make look. So to me, this is something, I try a lot of food, but if there's someone I haven't tried, I know your website is going to have those how-to, those educational, the how to eat proper foods together. I think that's what you mentioned earlier, but it's going to allow me to feel welcome in these places as well.
That's right. So to come soon. This is just the teaser, but yes, passport holders are going to get some exclusive insight and some pretty sweet deals and discounts to these different ethnic restaurants.
And I know all this information will be on your website, which we're going to have the website link on the show, but that's going to be information about the different restaurants well, so what's going to be on the website that people can find?
Okay, so Katie, I'm going to let you speak into the link.
Okay, so right now we're actually working on constructing the website and making sure that everything is up and running. And since we already have our partners in place, we want to make sure we're finalizing those details. But as far as a link for people to find out more, we're going to be posting that first and foremost on our website, because what's going to happen is we're going to be sending out email blasts pretty soon here. And so what we want is to have everyone's support and know who is supporting us. And so if people are willing to put down their name and email and say, I'm in support, I want to find out more information, send me an email when it's ready. That's what we're looking for.
So right now we're looking for those interested in understanding more about the opportunities that you're going to bring to them with the different restaurants to get on the website and sign up. And then once that happens, you'll have the different restaurants you're featuring, how to do this, the passport, sampling, everything's going to be there.
That's right.
I mean, you can take these to other cities.
Yeah, well,
Okay. I mean, think about that.
Okay, so the long-term plan is to create the model in Nashville and then take this and then have representation in other cities. So the acronym for Nations in Our Neighborhood is NEON. So we'd like to have a NEON Miami, a NEON New York, and a NEON Atlanta, a NEON LA. So, but we want to establish the model here. So.
And so that's, I think, would be beautiful, because I'm thinking corporate underwriters, I'm thinking people who want, that exposure. There's grocery stores where you can buy the food after you taste it. God, goes on and on. So this is a very exciting project. And so how long are you working on it as a student?
I think that right now is to be determined, but I think personally I want to stay on as long as I can, at least through our launch, which is like what we're really excited about. Yeah.
Well, I want to bring her on.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we have a lot of things in the works between us, and I think that's, you're going to have to stay tuned to hear more about that, but we have a lot cooking for us.
What is going to be your biggest challenge, you think?
Getting the word out.
Getting the word out. I think probably grassroots will just snowball.
Yeah.
And production. So you have a full crew working with you to go into the restaurants and show how they make bread to food to just it's production.
And so again, with the details, we're going to hold off until we launch the passport. But yeah, it's going to be it'll be pretty exclusive and pretty neat for passport holders.
Okay, and so and from that perspective, well, I'm getting more excited because I say as a student, you have you found out about these projects, and I'm going to dig a little deeper on you.
Sure.
With your graduate in international education policy
and management. It's a mouthful.
What do you want to do with that?
Right now, I'm actually wanting to get involved with more startups, looking to make social impact. And so my future right now is within that field. I've done a lot of monitoring and evaluation work in the past, a lot of different consulting experience. But right now, something that's always driven me is looking at an organization that wants to do good. And wants to use these market-driven solutions, essentially. And that's why I'm very grateful to the Turner Family Center for allowing me to have that experience. But right now, I'm looking to get more involved with other startups like Renuka's who have that passion and who have great ideas that we want to just make happen. So
I throw the statistic around a lot, is that 27% of small businesses in Davidson County are foreign-born. And when you look at that number, you see how many, it's obvious to see restaurants, because, that's the first thing people know how to do, because they have that entrepreneur spirit, but also businesses, like this is more of a business aspect of it, a service type industry. So in your choices of things that before you found hers, what were typical types of projects that you could look at to align with? I know you've chose this one, but what are other students doing?
There are students who are working with companies like Souls for Souls, which has this model where they're selling shoes to other countries for them to then distribute on their own. And so there are different projects in place right now, and I don't know if I'm necessarily at liberty to talk about them because they're their own partnerships. But yeah, and a lot of them are just based in Nashville right now, and some of them have a global presence. And so we have that range of connecting with organizations and businesses that are Nashville based only, but we also have ones that have a global structure going on. And so that's what's really exciting, is we kind of can choose where on that spectrum we want to be involved. And so right now I am choosing to do something that is very local, that has a smaller community essentially right now, and has an idea that we can really move forward in terms of a business plan and strategy, because that's something I'm passionate about. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunity, I would say, within the community for getting involved in social impact work and social enterprise.
And I think that's where, as I have teenagers, and and I become that as I got older, but you're so young to know that you want to do that now. And I think
man, it's taken a lot of routes to get here. But
I know, but you feel so confident, and your confidence shows, and that you seem sure of what you're doing, and you're a young student, and I wish I had that when I was younger, because I'm like, okay, but I have that now, that I can make those decisions. challenges. I think you're the same way. We started off with families and professional work, and then we realized our talents or our interests, and we can, you know, hone in on them. And you know, you've had your company for a long time, and where do you see yourself with your company, being a minority-owned, and I'm going to say Indian because we don't have a lot of visual professional Indians that are so assimilated. Do you see yourself being tapped into more because of your ethnicity?
So, you know, to comment on our city as a whole, you know, what's great about Music City is we've got such a rich collection of cultures that converge right here
And you're
in the
part of that,
city.
yeah.
And so it's such a vibrant city and a vibrant community. And so far the partners that I've had, you know, Vanderbilt and Nashville Public Library, Visitors Convention, they all embrace diversity. So I have found great support with all of these industries and entities. You know, the other thing I want to comment on is the purpose and the mission. So we're strong supporters of the immigrant community, and so we really see that we have our immigrants to thank.
And you're right, and I think, and we're all immigrants in one way or another. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank you both for being on the show. Thank you very much for joining Que Pasa Nashville. Make sure you look at the website and join us each week. Muchas gracias.